What's up, everyone, and welcome to 2025. We are now halfway through the 2020s. Oh, some say that 2020 did not stop. Oh man, I. This is yep. We're back again with another yearly tradition of me taking way too long to edit simple edits, or not even simple edits but complex edits, and then procrastinating to do it long, and before you know it we're like, it's not even that much of a new year and we're like in the second month. But whatever, we're here, we are in 2025 to talk about the best games that happened in 2024. Of course, as always, the obvious. These are my opinions of the games that I like. So like, don't be upset, please. Be nice, and don't try not to 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 be like, what the hell? Why do you like that game? Why is this not game not better than this game? Or blah 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 blah. Or man, you like that game, but I what about drama? I don't know. I guess I'll find out. Yeah. In terms of how last year was, it was a mixed bag, really. I think last year honestly was kind of slightly miserable, but on the plus hand, I guess I did graduate and I'm now officially like an actual paleontologist or something. You can definitely. I get to brag about it now. But yeah, anyways, but let's not willy dally around, right? We came here to talk about video games, not about me graduating and what my life was like in 2024. So without further ado, let's go into number 5 of the top 5 games of 2025. 4. Coming in at number 5 is Power World. The very questionably like controversial game. I know. I know. Like, for one, it's like so blatantly a Pokemon ripoff, and I guess it would be understandable why I wouldn't why people wouldn't consider this game because of that very reason. But I guess at the same time, I've always was more of a Digimon guy, and many people think that's like a quote unquote Pokemon ripoff, even though it's not really, you know. And I guess I don't know, maybe the designs of the actual pals themselves are distinctive enough, but like there's a there's a lot of them that just look a little too similar to like Pokemon. And also there's like the controversy that apparently some of the actual pals themselves were actually created through AI. Like it's an AI art generator just created like random Pokemon designs, and they were like, "Yep, we are using these designs for our pals, and they're distinctive enough to be their own thing." And look, as an artist, Instagram in the description. I don't, I will not condone AI art, right? But this is, but and if it is true that they did use AI to create to design the pals, then I don't know. But in terms of the actual game, ignoring the controversial stuff, Power World is pretty fun. I liked Power World. You know, it kind of gave me Ark vibes. I guess that's why I liked playing it, because it was like playing Ark, but not nearly as unforgiving. You know, obviously you'd start out like in an area where like the pals are not too super powerful. The more tougher, aggressive ones are more further inland, and And yeah, sure, there you can say that, like, but what are you talking about, Marcel? There's a big ass mammoth at the starting zone. But to be fair, the mammoth won't attack you unless you attack it, right? And yeah, like, you know, in Ark, you would spawn in and you would like pray that you don't spawn in the middle of like 5 raptors or something, right? But I think this game handles its difficulty pretty well, you know. And it's a nice adventure game, you know. You start. It's a nice way to, like, you know, get your not Pokeballs and like beat the Pokemon almost to death. Oh yeah, and that's like it's Pokemon but with guns. that's another thing people keep joking about this game. Yeah, but I think it was nice to just go around, collect the pals, and you're encouraged to keep getting them. And like I like how each different pals can do different things in regards to helping you. Of course, they can be your battle buddy, help you fight stuff and whatnot. But they also do other stuff back at home. Like some of them are really good at crafting, some of them are really good at gardening, you know, creating electricity. So now the game is encouraging you to capture different POW types, so that you can do different things. And yeah, I liked it. You know, it's a nice creative way for you to expand your horizons. Personally, when I played it on a server with Jack and Dakota and like a few various others. I mainly stuck around with Jack, and my goal was just to be generic dinosaur chainer. I just went around just capturing all the dinosaur pals. I keep almost saying Pokemons. I mean, can you really blame me? But yeah, like, I still, but yeah, it was nice to capture the pals, have a good adventure, and like explore the world. And you know, fighting the bosses, it's freeing the pals from jail. It was just overall just a good time. I liked Pal World. A nice arc, but more forgiving. But yeah, I think there's nothing else I can say about Power World. Power World was a great time. So now that we're done with Power World, let us move on to number 4. Coming in at number 4 is Helldivers 2, or Starship Troopers the game, if you're cultured and enjoy old school movies. But this is apparently a sequel. I've never played the first one, but apparently from what I can understand is that this is like completely different, like, in every aspect. Like the first one was like, what was it, like a Warcraft style, walk around, command the units, blah blah blah. But in this one it's like a third person, like Dead Space style game where you like over the shoulder and shoot stuff. And this was it was really fun. This game was like so chaotically fun, you know. Just running around, shooting bugs, you know, like, or Terminators, depending on which planet you go to. Sometimes I think there's even a newer one. I don't know what it was. I only played the version back when there were bugs and robots. Apparently there was drama or something going on. I don't know. I'm just gonna like shrug that aside and just to focus on the fact that this was just a really, really fun game. I played this game with Jack and Lockie at some point. I don't think I played it with any other people, but we had a grand time, you know. I think what I like about this game is that you can approach any planet. For one, like every mission is always different somehow. You know, it's really a roll of the dice on how lucky you are. You could either go onto a planet and it's like super chill. You just go around like, oh, there's an occasional bug that tries to come at you, and you just shoot it, you blow up their nests, and then you're out of there, like no problem at all. And other times you just come down and like Mecha Godzilla is there or something. I don't know. I love how, you never know what type of difficulty you're gonna put yourself into. Each session is like different, and I really like that. It's really fun, you know. And you can go in with any sort of weaponry arsenal, right? You could go with special guns, turrets, mines, airstrikes, and blah blah blah. It's sometimes make it harder for your mates, you know, by setting up a minefield and blah blah blah. I think you can go with any gun, any armor accessory. It's a lot of choices you could go with, and it's just super fun. I also like the small mini games, almost, if you will. Like if you wanted to summon any of the things that I just mentioned, you gotta do like a quick little like like Street Fighter, like up down left right up down left, and other stuff like the satellites and blah blah blah. And yeah, no, this was it was just so fun. It was really fun during the time that we played it. You know, it's just a simple action game. I don't know. It's probably not safe to say it like this, but I guess I can kind of say it's kind of like this. But I guess it kind of feels like Lethal Company, but with guns. That's probably a really far-fetched explanation, but like that's what it kind of feels like, you know. Like it always feels different, but still somehow the same, you know. But yeah, that's Helldivers 2. I think it was a really fun time, you know. And now that we're done with number 4, let's move on to number 3.
Where my song go?
I got him! He didn't die, but I got him! Coming in at number 3 is the Overwatch killer. The Marvel Rivals. This is a very fun game. I played the beta with Lucky and Co. And we had a fun time. Like it's a really simple concept that honestly I'm a little surprised that hasn't been done like a long time ago, really. But like it's just a simple concept of just, what if there's a hero shooter game where you play as Marvel superheroes, and because there's just such a humongous different variety of different characters in the Marvel world, that you just have all these fun you just have a blast just playing as your favorite like Marvel characters, you know. Go around as like Captain America throwing shields, or maybe Hulk. Or even Wolverine, as I play Wolverine. But I thought I was going to be a Spidey guy, but apparently Spider-Man is really, really hard. And that's the thing, like all the heroes, they all play differently, you know. But in the end, it's just a fun, silly game where you play superheroes. Really, it's really fun, you know. It's really unfortunate with just how dramatically sad Overwatch has declined in terms of quality, you know. Especially after the whole promise of like story, that bums me out the most. I just noticed that I'm not healing the Captain America in this footage. I'm sorry. That's right. But oh well, it is what it is. Overwatch had their shots. apparently maybe they're getting better ever since Marvel Rivals, but I don't know. But Marvel Rivals is just overall just fun. You know, it is fun to just jump in. And I don't even like to play it competitively. Honestly, I like to play it through quick play, mainly because my internet is horrible here. But it was, yeah, I think I don't have anything else to say. You know, oh, actually, I do have stuff to say in terms of the actual gameplay. What am I talking about? So what I like about this hero shooter that is different from others is so it's your typical like Overwatch clone, pretty much, right? You got abilities, you got an ultimates, blah blah blah. But what I really like about this game, for one, the environment is destructible, and that's fun to just shoot the walls and it collapses and stuff, and like to see everything just fall apart, and you know, and other various things here and there, like the Doctor Strange portal, how you can go through the how I don't know how to describe it, but I think you get what I mean. But also the combinations. I think the combination system is really unique. It really encourages like other players to like play other heroes, so that so you can get these unique combos. Like you could play Wolverine and Hulk, or the Thing's coming up soon, and he can do stuff with Wolvie as well, Logan, and you know you can throw him. Iron Man and Hulk can increase Iron Man's like gamma stuff, and it's just it's a really cool system, you know, to combo all this stuff. And I also like how the game also introduces some lesser known Marvel characters. Obviously everyone knows characters like Wolverine, Spider-Man, and Iron Man and whatnot, right? But not many people know about Jeff or Magic or even Cloak and Dagger. I didn't even know who the hell Cloak and Dagger was until I played this game, you know. And they're with the idea that they're going to add everyone in the it's both funny and like it's interesting to how I'm going to see these characters that I never knew, but also like the temptation of like knowing that like maybe someday some of the sillier characters might get added. Like imagine the Wheel from the Spider-Man. Is the Wheel a Spider-Man villain? I don't know, but yeah, like I always was a Spider-Man fan, and I was a little bit of a fan of the other heroes of Marvel. But yeah, but overall, if I feel like this was the next big step for Marvel after Endgame. You know, what do you do after making one of the biggest movie franchises ever? You make a video game out of it, and it's fun. Yeah, and that's Marvel Rivals. It was a really great game. It's free. Have a play around it right now. So now that we're done with number 3, let us move on to number 2. Coming in at number 2 is Zoochosis. Now, I'm gonna be honest, this game actually very, very, very narrowly avoided being number 3, right? Because, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why this almost became number 3 and it upgraded to number 2 is because it did an update during the time of when I first played it, and now. I think it was around November or the end of October, I can't remember when, but there was a dramatic, massive update that hugely improved the game, right? So originally, this game, although it was still fun, it did feel repetitive almost, you know, and you kind of seen a pattern at some point. You could tell how the game was going to go every time, right? You know when the monster is going to reveal itself, and you know how to prevent it. It just becomes predictable, right? At some point, but then and added to the fact that first off, the monster designs, the thing, it's like this game is like it's it's the thing if it was in a zoo and the animals just did horrific mutations and stuff, right? And that is alone was a really cool concept to see play out, right? What the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, but like when you're actually in the enclosures with the animals themselves, trying to like figure out who's infected and how to cure them, you were never really in any true danger, right? Cause like you go in, you do your stuff, and even if the monsters get too close to you and attack you, you don't end up dying. But what this game eventually did do, and it's arguable that this probably should have been in the game from the beginning, but they added an update where you actually are in danger now, and also the fact that like the monsters just stay in the enclosure and you could just leave through the tunnel and just get kill dots and like pretty much just shoot the monster from the entrance, right? But they made it an update where, for one, more jump scares, right? Two, when the monsters transform, you're locked in. You have to fight the monster. You don't have a choice. You're not safe anymore. And three, you can actually die when if the monster gets you enough times, right? Like that's like an actual ending, is that you get eaten by said monster. But also number 4, which I honestly think is probably the best part about the update, is that it's not predictable anymore. The animal could literally transform at any moment. Like before, like you could like, okay, I got all 4 of the symptoms, the monster's probably going to transform now. Or, oh, whoops, I got the wrong medicine, the monster's going to transform now. But here, you never know when it's going to transform. And I love that. I love that anticipation, that sense of fear of not knowing when the hell it's going to reveal itself, right? And yeah, it should have been in the game in the first place. But the fact that the developers did eventually put it in dramatically improved the quality of the game. It was so much more fun. I have recorded it. Maybe I might make that in a video someday. But yeah. But so yeah, that's the whole monster aspect of it over. In terms of other stuff in the game, there were other stuff in this game that I liked as well. The whole like nursing system. The funny thing about this game is that, yeah, it's like people mainly come here for the horrific Thing-esque monster designs, right? But it's also kind of like a vet simulator. It's like a vet simulator with a really messed up twist. Right, and that part of the game was interesting to figure out as well. You know, just to go into the enclosure, check out all the symptoms, and trying to figure out A, what the hell the animal is sick with, and B, how do you make the cure with those symptoms, and also C, figure out who the hell is infected. I think all those 3 factors mixed together really made this a fun, unique game. And what I also like about this game is that each time you go in with you can go into the same animal enclosure like twice or 3 times in different playthroughs, and each time might be different to how the animals react. Like one playthrough, the gorillas might be fighting each other, and another playthrough they're probably going like roar, roar, just screaming at the. And another playthrough, they're probably just doing nothing and they're just relaxing, and the symptoms aren't super clear yet. But yeah, like, yeah, but the whole nursing system was actually really fun, you know. It was kind of relaxing in a weird way. But yeah, but the update changed it, and yeah, they could transform at any moment. You never know when it's gonna happen. And yeah, it was glorious. In terms of other parts of the game, they have this whole systematic like they kind of turned it into a choice-based game as well, and that alone was, yeah, it was fun, but the choice the endings weren't super different, but they were fun on their own. I think the game really mostly thrived best with the whole taking care of the animal system. The animal system was what makes the game really good, not the whole the extra endings part of it was just an extra added bonus. And even though the voice acting wasn't great, I even make fun of it. It's still funny, but yeah, I think overall Zoochosis was actually genuinely just a fun time, especially after that update. I loved that update. It was a much needed update, and that's another thing. I think Zoochosis, people were a bit too harsh on Zoochosis. Yeah, sure. There may not be. It may not have been the greatest game. Before that huge update that it needed. As I said, this was almost going to be number 3 on the list, and Marvel Rivals was going to be number 2. But then but you can definitely see that the developers, it's not like the developers just made the game, threw it out there and was like, yep, we're done, we got the game out, let's get that money. Now they do actually seem to care about the game. They're actually doing stuff to try and make it good. And I hope that they do add in more dramatic big update. I hope that maybe they're like, let's say, a new animal, maybe a new ending, maybe even a new system. I don't know, but yeah, should the monsters appear at any moment? I don't know what to call the update. The monster update, let's just say. Should the monster update have happened since the beginning? Yeah, but the fact that it did come, yeah, it was good. So yeah, Zoochosis was great. I enjoyed playing Zoochosis. I'm honestly might even be in the mood to play play it right now, actually. But yeah, anyways, so now we're moved on from number 2, and we're moving on to number 1 from the best game of 2024.
You bring the police to my door, to my rig.
I can sort this, right? I just need time.
Don't you answer me back! You're fired. You hear me? Fired.
Jesus, Gregor! Gregor!
Coming in at number 1 for the best game of 2024 is Still Wakes the Deep. This is a horror game that was made by the same guys who created Amnesia, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, it's a really, really gorgeous game. It's once again, just like Zoochosis, very like Thing-esque, in terms of it's very like highly inspired by the Thing, I like to say. We got a lot of those, didn't we? We got Zoochosis, we got this game, then we got what was it called? Project Winter, which is literally just the Thing, but like multiplayer. But yeah, Still Wakes Deep was a phenomenally beautiful game. It was like watching it's like a movie practically, a really well done movie. You're just stuck there on an oil rig, and like you found something, you don't know what it is, but something was found, and then like all hell breaks loose. Like all the crew in the Biera is just gradually turning into horrid mutated shape-shifted monsters, and it's awesome. It's really well done. This game, I love the Scottish voice acting. This is extremely Scottish. If there's not a Scottish person, there's probably like a British person, but it's mostly Scottish, and I like that. This is like a good representation for the Scots. I'm not Scottish myself. I'm Aussie, but I can appreciate good representation when it comes into hand. The voice acting is really well done, and the character. I just like to say quickly, I love cosmic horror, and this game really delves well with the cosmic horror. I love just how horrid the mutations, the muted, the shapeshifted. I don't even know what to call them. The people that turned into monsters look like. You got one guy that looks like a spider, one guy that's just crawling around like as a sludge, one guy's like missing half his body, one guy's like an entire head, and the monsters are just awesome, and like to see all this mass of shape-shifted flesh just gradually grow all over this oil rig. And that's another thing, like some of my favorite movies are cosmic horror movies. Cloverfield, I think Cloverfield counts as cosmic horror, but also The Thing itself is an awesome movie, and like how that isolation of those guys being in Antarctica, and now for this game it's like it's they're in the middle of the ocean on an oil rig, and we don't get to see that often. It's a very, very great setting, like you have literally nowhere to go. And yeah, like I think, and I think that this game had a thing about had a slight controversy. I really don't think it's that bad. People were really fussy about the yellow paint and stuff, which I just think it's a silly thing to be mad over. Like it tells you where to go, and like sure, like you don't want to be treated like a baby, but like it's not that big of a deal. It's but yeah. And sure, yeah. I mean, this game it's not absolutely perfect, like there's some bits in the story here and there that like just don't make sense. Like, why wasn't this guy just doing this entire time? We're just repeating the same thing over and over again. But otherwise, in terms of the story and the actual characters themselves, the story is actually really well done. It's actually more of a character-based story, looking at the people that is in this big horrid, like almost apocalyptic, I guess you could say, event going on, and just everyone's just trying to live, and in the middle of that, there you are as Karen McCleary, and while all this stuff is going down, you're also going in the middle of a divorce, and I like that this game isn't. He's in the middle of it, but this game is also like mainly just about McCleary's will to survive, and everyone's will. Like all the characters are just likable, Well, I mean, maybe not all of them. There are some guys who are assholes, but they're like deliberately supposed to be assholes, so they're supposed to be unlikable. But like, but McCleary, Roy, Finlay, and what's his name? Brody. They're all a likable bunch, and you just want them all to make it off to the Biera in the end. The gameplay's simple. Just run around, go for doors, like throw stuff. But I think the game thrives best on its story and the voice acting and the visuals. Really, there's a few things that just make this game just a really well done, like horror movie-esque experience. and yeah, I think that's it. That's all I can say for Still Wakes the Deep. If you haven't played Still Wakes the Deep, I highly recommend playing this game. It is great. It's like watching a sequel to The Thing. You know, The Thing if it's in the ocean. But yeah, it's give it a go. And with that done, we're done with 2024, and we're gonna see what we're gonna do, how well we'll go with 2025. I got a few vids that I'm hoping to pump out as soon as I can. I got what's that game called? Like there's a underwater game where there's me, Lucky, a guy named Ben, and Lucky's girlfriend Tiani is in it. I'm hoping to get that video pumped out relatively soon. I'm hoping. I don't know. It depends how much I procrastinate. I got a real procrastination problem when it comes to editing. I really got to get myself in the mood to edit a lot of the times. And yeah, various other things. By the time this video comes out, Jurassic March should be starting soon. That I won't procrastinate. That's gonna be that will happen. But yeah, otherwise, I think that's it. So we'll see what we have for the future. So if you guys enjoyed the video, click the like button. If you want to what? If you subscribe button, blah blah blah. And I'm Super Marcel. And make sure you have a super time. Bye bye.